Hello, hello, hello. This is Raylene Berry of RaleneSpeaks. Are you ready for Grow Live today? I am so excited. I have my dear friend today, and we are going to talk about so what. So grab your friends, grab your sister girls, touch a neighbor, whatever you need to do to let them know that we are about to go live with Felicia Young. And I'm going to bring her on, and I know she's been waiting patiently. So I'm not going to just belabor this anymore. I'm just going to bring her on, and let's just chat and have us a great time. Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, I'm beyond excited about this. Okay. Go Live has been having some fun the last few days. I've been having my girlfriends on. But Felicia, I want to stop before we even talk about the book or anything else. You're my girl. We've
Hey.
we've been knowing each other since the moment I walked into Antioch. and we always had this thing where we always kind of knew what was going on. so, so the closeness that I share with you has been a blessing. So I just thank you for being a part of Grow Live and what God is doing through women growing on purpose and just being a friend.
Yeah.
I remember when I wrote my book, you were there.
It blessed my life. It blessed my life.
You were the one that would promote me, and so Lord, I just want to do the same because you're an international author. You want to talk about being an international author with us?
Yes. So I launched my very first book on February the 21st of this year. And I said that I wanted to be an international author. I just feel people need to know my name. I have some stuff to say, they
Amen.
need to know it. And so I started saying that. And at first it was kind of like a joke, kind of, because I don't know anyone overseas. When that book hit Ghana, West Africa, and at first I knew it was headed that way. And so I was like, okay, so whenever I get it, I'm going to say this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this video. When the pictures came and I saw it there, I just stared like,
Wow.
yeah. So it blew my mind. I still haven't been able to wrap my head completely around it. I haven't been able to wrap my head completely around it just yet. So I'm just enjoying the ride right now.
Do you think it's all a God moment?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Whenever I was writing the book, I was kind of stuck in my own head and I was telling myself, oh, no one want to read what I have to say. No one want to listen to what I have to say. And so it took so long, but for things to fall into place and for it to happen when it happened. And the person who ordered the book in Ghana, we've been Facebook friends for years.
Yes.
And so we'll speak to each other here and there, little notes to each other here and there. And so whenever she saw that the book was coming out, she was like, I want it. And that's jump started everything. And I was like, wow, and the perfect timing, perfect timing.
It's funny that you would say that. And I know we got an echo going, but we're going to press through because I'm a firm believer that the devil is a liar. And we gonna make things happen. And people are saying hi. And Mary Simon, Tanisha Brown, Opal Germain, my girlfriend, Audria Weston. So I'm giving shout outs because these people have been supporting all of us, and we got to give honor where honor's due, Felicia. I'm going to stop for a second because the lady in Ghana is interesting because Pastor Adolf introduced me to her and you years ago. And I want to stop for a second because you never know who is watching.
That part. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
And your gifts will make room for you. And you just have to keep doing what God calls you to do because you never know who may be the catalyst for you to do what you need to do. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And you know that it's a God thing because Africa,
Yes.
Yes. It's a God thing, and you know that whatever God has you assigned to do, you know that it's bigger than you because Africa, and you know that you better do it because He's made the way. So yeah, you do not want Him coming to rebuke you for not paying attention and not doing what He told you to do.
Oh, you're talking about obedience. Don't be stepping on my toes now,
That part,
because
that part right there. Y'all better listen. We better listen.
God, obedience is, oh
Yeah,
wow. I mean,
yeah.
I talk about obedience all the time. I mean, I never forget accepting my calling, Felicia. Girl, I did not want to do it. I went kicking and screaming, and even writing a book.
Hmm.
I didn't want to do it. Who want to
Hmm.
hear from me?
You're
Who
right,
want to hear what I got
right,
to say?
right,
And
right.
I want to give a huge shout out to our pastor,
Hmm.
because Dr. John Adolf
Hmm.
is just a blessing to the kingdom.
Hmm.
And I know that when I accepted my calling, I don't want to cry, but he was the one that said, "Girl, I just been waiting on you to do what you're
Hmm.
supposed to do."
Hmm.
And I'm like, Pastor, and he's the same person that when I wanted to write the book, who said, self-publish,
Right,
be your own boss,
right,
and so I know we're gonna get into the book, but I want people to know, because there's a lot of people that want to do things, Felicia, and we won't,
right,
for
right,
various reasons.
right.
And it was Pastor Adolf that encouraged you as well.
And I told him, and I promise, I've been working with him for about 20 years now. So I've been really behind the scenes with him. So I've seen miracles happen. I've
Yes,
seen things happen. So if he says it, you better
you
believe
better
it. And
believe
he's the
it.
type of person where he encourages you. And the very first moment I met him, he did not know
Yes,
me. And he fussed at me. He said, "Why are you always in someone else's boat? You need to be walking on water." I had no clue what that even meant. So he had to sit there and teach me. And
teach you.
so he would just encourage, encourage, encourage. And I told him, I said, "Dude, you the type of person that could tell me I could sell snowmen in the summertime in Southeast Texas, and the only thing you're going to tell is make sure it's in budget and make sure God's going to be pleased." So he makes you believe you can do anything, and he'll be there to
Yes.
support you 1,000%.
It's so true. And the reason why I brought that up is accountability,
Right.
and having people in your corner to just say you can do it. I
Hmm.
mean, and Pastor Adolf has been that one. I mean,
Hmm.
I called him a few months ago about doing this.
Hmm.
And because God said do it, and I'm like, yeah. And and I had to reach out to Pastor Adolf,
Hmm.
because he's always in my corner. And he's
Right.
like, "What? Listen here." How he does. Listen here, and I'm like,
Animated.
girl, don't make me imitate it.
That's
No,
my babe. That's my friend.
I love Dr. Pastor Adolf. And I just want to say that, because we as women, a lot of times, we are seeing other people do things, and we're afraid.
Hmm.
Fear keeps us from doing things. And it took someone like a John Adolf in our corner to promote us. And I personally want to be that someone for someone else.
That part. Yeah, exactly.
Women
Exactly.
empowering other women to step out on faith. Get out of the doggone boat.
Get out that boat. Get out the boat.
Get out of the boat.
Hmm.
Okay, there is people. Oh, everyone's saying praise God for Pastor Adolf. Yes, yes, yes. Thank God for Pastor Adolf. I mean, he's a blessing to Great School of Theology as well. So he's just a blessing to the kingdom, and we just thank God for him. And okay, I'm going there. Okay, y'all got me. I got my shirt
You
on.
rocking it
I'm
well.
rocking it. And it's so funny, y'all, because I don't wear t-shirts. I can't stand t-shirts. But I had to get me a t-shirt, okay? But I blinged it up. I got my bling going on. I got my Papa stuff going on. And I even got my book. Okay. So if you ain't got your book yet,
I love my girls.
yeah, okay, I'm gonna say it. I said it to Felicia. Sister girl got back. Y'all see this?
Thicker than a snicker.
She got back, and I'm like, that's all of us, every
Yes. Yeah.
nationality,
Yeah. Yeah.
every person is
Hmm.
covered in this,
Hmm.
every woman is covered in
Hmm.
this, and that blessed me,
Yeah.
Felicia. Let's
Oh
talk
yeah.
about, so what? Tell
Okay.
me what you want to talk about.
So, so what to me is a whole attitude, and it's not based off of anyone in particular. It's not, the
Hmm.
stories aren't based, like, it's pure imagination. And what happened was, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I started going. Even though I was working at Antioch Church for 20 years, I'm under the best leadership ever, and he taught amazing sermons over and over again. I wasn't learning. Not I wasn't learning, I wasn't making time to learn, because I'm so busy being busy working behind the scene, the Mary Martha syndrome, to where I
Right.
wasn't making time to sit down and listen to what he was saying. So, of course, God has to rebuke you. And God was leading me down a certain direction. Me, I miss know it all. I'm the boss. I'm a control freak. I'm going this direction. Now, God telling me go this direction, but I'm going this direction, full steam ahead. And different things started happening to where I was very uncomfortable. So our good friend, a mutual friend, Minister Cheryl Williams, she would
Yes.
come and tell me, "Oh, you're just spiritually agitated. You need to slow down, sit down. You need to slow down and figure out what God is telling you because you're spiritually agitated right now. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing." So it was a series of things that started happening. And so one of the things I started learning when Dr. Tony Evans spoke at the Grace
Grace
Banquet,
thing.
and
Yes.
we were talking about how to hear God more. So all this is around the same time I'm going through whatever I'm going through, not sharing it with anyone, but I'm going through what I'm going through. And so I was making time to try to figure out, okay, how does God speak to me? Like he's speaking to everybody else that can do sermons, all kind of stuff. How does God particularly speak to me? And so under the leadership of Pastor Adolph, he started training me on how to listen to God, how to hear from God, and you know that it's him. So
Yes.
for me, I know God speaks to me in what Pastor Adolph called parallels. So it's things that go
Parallels.
on in life and you can relate it back to Bible. So there were different stories that were just incidents and just occurrences that were happening in my life, and it was weird. And so he would always say, if it doesn't make sense, God is involved, pay attention. So
Wow.
the last few years I'm having occurrence after occurrence after occurrence, and it's showing me what my life's goal is. So I know my mission in life, I know my God-given assignment is for me to help people who can't necessarily help themselves and to help people that others overlook. That's my mission in life. So I understood that, but I'm still the boss and I'm still the control freak, and I had some other stuff I was planning on doing. So I'm in my own world doing my own thing, and God is pulling me this way, but I'm steady going. And so it was a whole issue. June, the weekend of June 19th of 2019.
Mhm.
It's like he had his last straw with me. And
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
it wasn't gonna be
Juneteenth too.
Juneteenth. Look, he's gonna let you free one more time. He's gonna let you go free
You
one more
free. It's
time.
time. It's time to be free, girl.
One more
Let it
time.
go.
Don't listen to me. One more time. You got one more time. So everyone knows that I'm adventurous. So I'm
Yeah.
jumping from planes, doing all kind of stuff. Well, one of the things on my bucket list was to zip line. Been wanting to zip line. So the
Yeah.
kids took me to Austin, which is my favorite city, and we went zip lining. So I knew I wanted to zip line, but I've never researched how to get up to the lines themselves. Never researched that you have to hike.
Wait.
It-
Hold on a second. I just thought about something. Is June 19th your birthday?
yeah, that was
Girl,
the
I mean,
weekend.
I had to think about it. I was like, wait a minute, I know your
Yeah,
birthday,
yeah. So that
girl.
weekend,
Okay,
God told
so
me one more time,
one more
one more
time
time
on your birthday.
on my
Okay, I'm
birthday.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just had to go there. I'm like, I had like epiphany moment.
Look
Okay, so
for the people, June 19th coming up too. So I'll no, I'm playing. I accept gifts. So we went to the zip line spot, and I didn't research how to do it. So I knew I was going to do it, but I didn't know you had to hike. So we went to Lake Travis, and we got into a boat, beautiful boat, and we went around across the lake to get to the launching spot where we had to go. And so we had two tour guides with us. They were giving us instructions on what to expect. And I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to five. It's going to take this with 3 hours. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we put our equipment on, put our gear on, and we're with a group of people, black, white, old, young, married, single. It was a cluster of people who were assigned to this boat.
right.
So we're going, we started hiking, and everybody just running. My kids, they're athletic. So they running up the hill. I took maybe like 3, 4 steps, and my heart was like, where we going? Like, you not in shape to be hiking up nothing. So I'm trying. My chest is pounding. I'm like, oh my God, get to this spot. The tour guide is giving us some type of whatever. I don't even, she talks like want. I can't say it. My chest is like, I got issues going on. So I'm not listening to what you're saying. So she's talking. And then her comment was, okay, the reason why we stopped is so y'all can catch our breath. We're halfway to the first verse. What do you mean first? The halfway to the first. And I was like, oh, this is not going to work at all. This is maybe 10 minutes and I'm about to die. We had 3 hours left. So the whole group went up to the first zip. Felicia, I promised to God, turned around. I started walking back towards that boat. I was going to sit there for 3 hours, enjoy sitting on that boat. And another tour guide came and she said, no, we doing this together. Every single stage, it was just getting tougher and tougher. And so I'm trying to find ways to escape. Raylene, at one point, I promised to go. I looked over the ledge and I said, if I just dive in, I could swim to the boat. But the issue was, I don't know how to swim. So that wasn't going to work. So we had some issues going on. So everybody's going and everyone's having to wait on me to get up to the ledge. So when we got to the fifth one, I couldn't do it, Raylene. My heart was about to fall. My chest, legs was get like it was not going to work, and I wasn't going to finish. The tour guide stayed with me the entire time, and she was just trying to talk me through it. You're gonna be okay. She held my equipment. When I got to the final zip, everyone was just sitting up there looking at me like no one wanted to talk to me. They're mad, like they were arrested. Like, "Good girl, come on." So we did the final zip. No one talked to me. We got in the boat and we were headed back. No one said nothing to me on the boat. And I was like, I don't care. I don't want to talk to y'all anyway. So I just started looking over the water and I'm seeing people just flying through the air, just seeing people flying. So I asked the tour guide, I was like, where is that? What is that? And she was like, well, that's where you just came from. So she just told me that I hiked up the equivalent of a 20-story building. Like it was really, so I'm proud. Like I did that. I don't care that y'all not talking to me. I did that. So I'm just sitting up there like, and I heard, just like you can clearly hear me now, I clearly heard, don't celebrate. You cannot celebrate. And it was God telling me, you held these people up. You weren't in shape. You trying to escape back to the boat. You trying to find what, and those people had places to be. You held them up. And just like it's people who are in that boat, who are assigned to you in that boat, is people in life you're holding up. You're not in the position. You're not where you're supposed to be. And people can't go where they need to go because of you. And so I'm sitting up there, like going back across that water, like, oh my God. So then weeks later, months over time, different women who I hold in high esteem started coming to me and they were stuck and they couldn't figure out why they were stuck. And they were just telling me their story. And when they were telling me their story, I was like, okay, so what? So what that happened? Like, why? And I found myself saying that a lot to people, like my girls, my friends, like, we about to do this. What is it going to take? And all of a sudden, for some reason, the book started forming. The book started forming and I started writing. But during this time, I still was like, okay, nobody wanted to hear what I have to say. Like, how in the world?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Nobody.
And a series of things started happening again. And I ended up, I knew it had to happen. I knew I had to finish this book. So I reached out to one of my good friends who's on here now, Miss Oprah Germain, who knows me well. And I do not trust too many people with me. I do not trust too many people to tell me what to do. I had to trust somebody. And I
You gotta
told her
trust
what my
somebody.
issue was. She put me on a regimen, and for 6 weeks, we just met on doing everything we need to do to get this book done. So she said, well, what day you want to launch it? Now, this is in January. What day you want to launch it? February 21st. She said, okay, post it. Post what? That book wasn't even written. It wasn't published or nothing. Post what?
Right.
And so I posted online, hey, I did a thing. I wrote a book. That book wasn't finished. Raylene, that book was not finished. So that means I had to finish the book
You
because the
gotta
people
get
were
off your
looking at
butt.
me.
You gotta get off your butt.
Oh my good. And when it was published, I'm just looking at it in my hand. And so I was still kind of not fearful, but just kind of concerned that nobody would be interested when I started getting those pre-orders in. So it's not even done, and people are paying to hear what I have to say. And one of my friends told someone else, I bought the book because I wanted to support her, having no clue what it was about. But once I read it,
Right.
she ordered 10 books to just send across the country to people she knew. So the fact that people bought my book based off of the fact that they just knew Felicia,
Knew
you
you.
know, they wanted to support Felicia, and then actually getting the feedback has been like beyond amazing, beyond phenomenal. But whenever we were talking about the book and I was seeing the book, I kept saying it was more than a book. It's more than reading. It's a lifestyle change. It's a mind shift change.
Right.
And so I started the movement. So I'm working on that part now because there's so many people who are like you, so many people like me, and we're stuck. And people are waiting on us to finish what we have to do. And it may not even be a book. It may be just anything,
Yeah.
whatever your assignment, your talent is from God. We're waiting on you to finish. We're
Okay,
waiting. We
girl.
got to
Hold
submit.
up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Okay, I'm ready to pass the collection plate because she didn't preach. She didn't gave the altar call and everything. You got enough preachers in the house to make sure it happens. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Now I want to
Yeah.
go. Keep me from God. I'm sorry. We are John Adolf people. I'm sorry. Okay, let me stop back for a second. You said something, and I could see all the thumbs going up. And I'm like, so I got to stop
Wow.
you for 1 second.
Wow.
Okay. What just blessed me was you holding up people.
That part.
Okay. And
That
I'm going to
part.
call folks out. Okay. Me and Audria's on, and she's like having a Holy Ghost good time right now because she's listening. Audrey and I've known each other for 30 years.
Wow.
And just thinking about it, because we won't do what God told us to do or prepare for what God called us to do. We holding folks up. We think it's about us, but it's about other people. I don't know, Felicia, I can run all over the house right now because that's something. Who are you holding up?
Who are you holding up? And it may be the next person who it could be the person that eradicate COVID. You stopping them. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
Wow. I'm like, that just spoke volumes to me because it also preached to me because there's like some things I got on my goal list and I'm like, okay, I'll get to it, God. No, God said do it now.
Tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And it was two things that popped up to me. One was that we always hear that whenever we die, we want to hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Well, how are you going to hear that if you're not done in nothing? You ain't done nothing.
Not done nothing. You got to get to the done. You got to get to the done. Oh, girl, we're going to preach
the other thing is, you know that me and you love butterflies. We're the butterfly queens. And so butterflies mean a couple of different things to me. Well, recently, since I did this book, something just popped in my head. You never, ever have seen a butterfly on the ground pacing back and forth and not flying, doing what it's supposed to be doing, what it's designed to do, reminiscing of that time when I was a caterpillar and someone almost stepped on me.
No,
you never
got time for that.
So the butterfly, not thinking about that. Why are you thinking about it? Why is it holding you back?
Oh, you preaching today. Okay, now I done forgot my second point, and I should have been writing notes, but I like this, you know. And so, but I really believe that's, you know, fears keeps us from doing certain things, but that same fear also causes us to be disobedient. And because we're so busy thinking about it's about us, you know, I'm thinking about women growing on purpose for a second. Okay. And you and we had I would tell this joke, y'all. You know, I give away these free counseling sessions, right? You know, supposed to be 30 minutes. We talked for 2.5 hours.
Easily. And I felt bad because it's supposed to be free. I said, oh, no, what's your cash app?
But it was so good. It was like, I think we blessed each other. And I just wanted to pour. And sometimes you never know pouring into someone else. And so now, and then I know what my second point is. Okay, Opal's on. Okay, she just said some great things. She even said you showing out. I think that was her that said you showing out. But coaching.
Yes.
Okay, you're a coach. I'm a coach. Opal's a coach. Yes. Tell me, obviously, if you're a coach, why'd you need a coach? You know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of people think they don't need a coach because I don't need a coach. And I always talk about accountability. Can you talk about that? How that process of writing the book and going the next step, your need for a coach?
So I can tell you all day long how to live your best life. I can do it all. I'm good at what I do without coach. Yes. I don't listen to myself.
We don't. None of us listen to our own self.
And that's the issue. So my thing is, and I believe in having a village and having strong people around you. Like I do not play with the people who are around me. Like I have to have strong people, and I only trust certain people with me. I'm very particular about who's in my life. And so I know that the people who are assigned to me want me to do the best. They want me to be the best. They want me to excel. And I know that. So whenever I knew that I was going to this next level that I wasn't sure about, I don't know everything. You don't know everything. Oprah doesn't know everything, but y'all know something I don't know. So I'm going to go to the best and ask some questions. So I went to Oprah, who I trust. I went to Ralene, who I trust, and I need y'all to help me. And the fact to be able to let down your guard, to be vulnerable like that, that says a lot. And to have people who you know will put you back together again and help you get to where you want to be. That is like something that a lot of us don't have. We have trust issues, or we're trusting the wrong people who don't mean us no good. So I think one of the things with the movement that we're doing is evaluate your life. Who do you have around you? Who's pouring into you? Who's in your circle? prune those people off, because we have big things to do. We have people waiting on us, and we can't do it if we're broken and just being held up by what's in our mind or what you're allowing other people to say to you.
Right.
So protecting your circle, and then the coaching aspect of it is the fact that you don't know everything. If you want to get a summertime fine body, you need a coach, you need a trainer to do that. You're not the expert. So finding the people or the whatever you're lacking in, finding the person who could,
That's
make
right.
up for that. Is a two-way street. It doesn't matter. We all coaches, but I have something you need. You have something
Right.
I need.
Exactly. I mean, scripture tells us to seek wise counsel. Okay. I don't care what you call us. You can call us
Right, right,
advisors. You can call us coach. You can call us mentors or
right,
whatever. John
right,
Adolph is our mentor.
right,
Okay.
right, right.
Dean Haywood. I was giving a shout out to him.
Love Dean.
Dean Haywood is one. No, Raylene, don't do that.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
have people within your circle
yeah.
that Tia Black, who was on a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
bless me, I'm losing weight,
Yeah,
y'all, and I feel
yeah,
good
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I can't do it on my own. Yes,
Right,
I could probably
right.
get in here and exercise, but I need somebody to say, "Hey, Rev,
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
and so we need that, and that's what I
mhm,
believe that a lot of times, especially women of color, sometimes
mhm,
we think we can do it all and we don't need
mhm,
each other, but we
mhm,
need each other.
mhm, mhm,
And so yes, Nikki Gentry said, yeah, check who's in your circle. You
mhm,
got
mhm,
and your
mhm,
circle needs to be small. You don't need no
mhm,
huge circle.
mhm,
The
mhm.
other thing about your circle, um, you might have different sets of circles. And
That's
what
true.
I mean by that is we might have a business circle.
Mhm,
We might have the ministry circle.
mhm,
We might have the entrepreneur circle. We might have
mhm,
the author circle. We might
mhm.
have those different circles, but you got to make sure you identify with those. Wouldn't you
Right,
agree?
right,
And we need one another. We can't
right.
do this alone. I'm not doing this alone.
Mhm, mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Um, yes, I'm the front. RaleneSpeaks, but my girl is on here, Camille and
Right,
Jim. They are more than virtual assistants. They
right,
are. I'm like, Camille, what do you think? We
right,
need to
right,
be able to
right.
talk things out. Audria,
Mhm,
I need some ideas.
mhm,
Audria,
mhm,
Tara, what do you think? We need
mhm.
to be able to do that to one another.
Right.
I got a question, and we're going to talk about the movement.
Mhm,
But I got a question, Felicia, because you said be careful who they are.
mhm,
Why do you think it's so important that we be careful, number one?
mhm.
And then number two is sometimes we don't seek one another because we're so either in competition with one another or
Mhm,
we think that. So I want to talk about that for a second.
mhm. I know, like I said, I'm very particular about who I'm around, and that became true over the last few years, because before I was friendly Felicia. Everybody, my
Yes.
friend, telling everybody everything about, assuming that I can trust you because you can trust me. And it was something that happened with a dear, dear, dear friend a few years ago, and I was like, and it hurt my feelings more than my divorce did. That's how close this person
Mm.
was to me. And
Mhm.
so whenever that issue or that incident happened, excuse me, that plane's flying over.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
that
yeah.
incident happened, I decided to like close rank around me. And because now I'm more particular about the people around me, the quality of friends that I have, and we're all going through our stuff, all going through whatever, but we all truly want the best for each other.
That's
And because that,
right.
we're all pushing each other to start business. We're all moms. Most of us are single moms. Some are married and they have their own issues. But the fact that we know that we can come to a safe space and is more valuable than money, is more valuable than
That's
anything. Just having
right.
that tight village that just going to support you, push you, move you, and is more important than you know. And if you get the wrong person in your village, they will sink that ship faster than, oh my God.
Right.
So you have to be really particular about who you allow in your world. It's
Yeah.
vital.
That's true. And what I hear from you is you're not saying not to love on people or not to
Mhm,
be around those people. You still love on them. You just
mhm.
don't let them
You're not gonna be hanging out. Yeah.
all into this
Nah,
inner stuff here.
nah.
There is something I learned just recently, that there's a difference between vulnerability and transparency. We
Correct.
can be transparent with a lot of people
Right.
because we're sharing what we want to them to know.
Right. Right.
Vulnerability is allowing people to hear what we're saying, but also to speak into our own
Right.
lives.
Right. Right.
And
Right. Right.
we are not vulnerable with everybody.
Mm-mm. You
Okay.
can't be.
You and I have always been vulnerable with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I'm going to tell a quick joke about the two of us. Two little stories. I was a minister, so I always sat on the front row. Okay. And Felicia was always sitting on the seat behind me because that was, I don't know why that was your seat, but that was your seat. We
That was
had
my
our
seat.
seat. We had our seat. Don't nobody sit in our seat.
You better
You know,
not.
y'all know church. Y'all know church. We got our seat. They would look for me on that corner and Felicia behind me. And
Uh-huh.
we saw everything, y'all.
Uh-huh.
We knew what was going on, but we saw everything. Okay. And we could mumble something to each other that I probably wouldn't let nobody else see. You know that about us, right? And then we could laugh about it, not being funny about church, but that was how we connected.
Right.
You know, and I don't even know how we got to know each other, but that was just a connection. And then when you were doing the kitchen, and I come through there, and me and you laugh, and we have our thing. But what I'm really getting at is that sometimes it comes naturally through God's grace. And we don't have to orchestrate it. We don't have to, hey, can you be my friend?
Yeah.
Can you be my neighbor?
Yeah.
No, we don't have to be any of that. We just have to let God be God. And I believe that that's what happened with the two of us. And we don't see each other all the time. I don't think I've physically seen you in a couple years.
Right.
But I know that if I send you a text message, hey, girl,
I'm on the road. I'll 10 by 10.
Yeah, exactly.
10 by 10.
Exactly. And so what I'm really getting at is that sometimes we need to let things naturally happen.
Right.
And let God be God, but not close ourselves off so much.
Right.
But also don't let everybody all into that world. So that was one thing that I wanted to say. But the other thing that was really profound about what you just said was how when you were writing the book, okay, you knew that you had something that God wanted you to do. You were disobedient to some degree because you're like, who wants to hear from me? Been there, done that. Got a hat, a t-shirt, and a stuffed animal, as our pastor would say. But something else our pastor would say, he would say, I'm honeymoon happy and peacock proud. So sometimes we need to be honeymoon happy and peacock proud that God chose us.
Yes. Yeah. One of the things I was thinking about, because we want to stay humble, because that's the thing to do, got to stay humble. However, if you're a beast, you're a beast. Like, it's okay to be a beast. And so one of the things I was thinking of with like listening to a sermon, and of course they're talking about Jesus being nailed to the cross. He died for us. He died for us. He died for us. And my thing is, did he die for us to just be paying bills and be depressed all the time? Or did he die for us to be like amazing queens, kings that we are, just being just on a whole nother level? Like, what did he die for you for?
Yeah, life and life more abundantly.
That part right there, that part. And so if you're sitting up there depressed all the time, sad all the time, just living in the past, is that what he died for? And so every time you get in the mode, ask yourself that question and then snap out of it, call your girls and let's do it. Let's do it. Move forward. Time to move forward.
Yeah. Yesterday, my birthday's on Saturday. Hey, you know what it is. You know what? I share that. People may laugh about it, but Felicia, this year wasn't promised to any of us.
That part,
you know, medically, I've gone through some stuff.
A lot of challenges,
medically, and every day I thank God because He kept me to even be able to do this. And I'm never so. My birthday means a lot. It's not just another year. This is like, hey, God got me one more time. You know. So hey, I mean, so yesterday we two girlfriends. We normally meet once a month. To go out and eat. And we're in the car, and all of a sudden they say, "You want to go to Austin?" Yeah, I won't go. You won't go? And I mean, all three of us was like, okay, let's go. And we were like, okay, what we're going to do? We got 3 cars. What we're going to do? And we're closer to my house. I said, well, let's just drop the cars off and let's just go. We drove. We ended up in San Marcos. Okay. We drove all the way there with no plans, no agenda. And we just had fun. And that's what life is about. I believe abundant life is to let go of mess.
Yes. Yeah.
And so now I'm transitioning into, so what that I needed to be editing some videos. So what that I could have been doing some other stuff. But I enjoyed my time with my sister friends. So this is a movement. This is not just a book. It's not just a t-shirt. So let's talk about the movement.
So I am excited about the movement because I feel that everyone was given an assignment by God. There is no way that your grandmother at the right time, at your grandfather to meet your dad and your mama for you to be born right now if it wasn't something spectacular that you're supposed to do. And I believe everybody was born to do something amazing, like amazing, and we have to realize that, and we don't for whatever reason. So the movement to me is, I know there are people assigned to my life. I know there are people assigned to your life. What are we going to do to make sure they have the tools and resources they need to help the people that are assigned to their life? And so I have people who want to start a business. We started so many businesses over the last couple of months. It's insane. Like, oh my God, I'm excited about that. And I have a good friend, Virtue. I don't know if she's on here, but my friend Virtue, she did Mary Kay part-time last year. And so she was doing it just so she could get discounts on makeup. So she did, and life ended up happening and it forced her to start doing it full-time. And so when she initially started full-time, I'm in there getting my makeup and we're talking. We're having the same conversations, and this was before So What. So we're having the same conversations, and next thing you know, she took a leap of faith and she started doing it. And she started having so many women who are high-profile women who came under her team. They're making so much money now, like it's providing a resource to their family that they didn't have before. So you don't know, just because I look good, got my cute little lipstick on, my eyes on, my wig on, you don't know what I'm going through. That part.
I ain't mad. I'm mad
And
at
so
her.
you don't know that right there, that lipstick you have probably saves someone from a house being foreclosed. You don't know what people are going through. And so I think the movement is, you have to get in place because people are relying on you for life. You don't know what those people are doing. So like the last couple of months, Virtue did amazingly well with her sales and with her teams, and she was gifted a car. And I was like, okay, lipstick, okay. But her team was so excited. Like, she's the one driving that car, not those ladies. She's the one driving. But whenever they all came to support her when she was presented with it, and it was like everyone won a car. And so you need those type of people around you, because they're so excited about what's happening to you, and they're seeing it happening to you, so it can happen for me as well.
Yeah, like right now. Okay, I'm there's no competition between Felicia and Ralene. We both authors.
Ralene, right?
Because why would I spend 2 hours pouring into you stuff that I learned over my process? I mean, because at the end of the day, God gave it to me so that I can help somebody else, not to hold on to it. And so, and that's what I think you got to surround yourself about people that want to celebrate you. And then you celebrate someone else.
We've been partying the last, it's so funny. So we celebrate small steps. Like, you don't have to wait until something big or major happens. The small steps, celebrate everything. So we had the book going on. One of my other friends made sales. She does stuff in sales, and she hit this milestone that just blew our mind. And another friend started a business. Another friend got married. Another friend, and we went to Biloxi, Mississippi to go to a restaurant just to celebrate each other. And we stopped in New Orleans and got beignets.
I saw all the. Let's stop right now. I'm just gonna put it out there because I could have gotten a trunk. I'm just saying. I saw the pictures. I saw everybody had their shirt on and they was looking cute. And I was feeling some kind of way over here in Conroe because I was like, do they know I got like 6 weeks worth of vacation? I can deuces. I'm sorry.
We're gonna do a caravan next time. Look, I got
we'll get us a band.
But just like you said, with you and your girlfriends just jumping in the car, let's go with no plan. Do it. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I told Audria today. I mean, I have not seen Audria. I've known her since junior high school, and I don't
Wow.
think I've seen her since we graduated from high school. Okay,
Wow.
physically. Now,
Yeah.
sister girl and I can do a blue jeans meeting and talk for 3 or 4 hours,
Yeah.
and I thank God for that. But what I'm saying, we're gonna do a Thelma and Louise trip,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
and, and, and we gonna
Where
know
you
the
end up
other
is where you
movie.
end up.
That movie. I figure it now. The people, the pray with God dog it, with Tyler Perry. And we shall dance. Me and her gonna be dancing all over the place, and I'm gonna post my pictures. Y'all know I'm gonna post my pictures. And but that's the way this life and life
Mm-hmm.
more abundantly. People
Mm-hmm.
think that Christians are supposed to be hallelujah.
All day
No,
long. All
all day
day.
long. I can shout all over the church and then have fun later.
Right. Right.
Okay,
Right.
and now in the pandemic, I thank God for my private house because I can shout all over the house and don't nobody see me but
Exactly.
the dog. Nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you. The family that prays together. Oh Lord, yes, the
Yes.
family that prays.
Yes.
And so, but so now this movement. Okay. Oh no. Let me step back. Audrey had a question, and anyone, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them out there. We're gonna go right till 4 o'clock, so I want to make sure that we get those questions in. Audrey's question is, and I'm not gonna answer this one because I've been there already, and I think she's already heard my story.
Okay.
Did you have people who didn't believe in your book or what God placed in you?
Nope. The people who had that thought was Felicia. Everybody else is like, "Ooh, when we gonna see it?" Like I literally had no one who discouraged me at all. And so that's a testament to my circle. That's a testament to
Right.
what I said earlier. No one, they were actually pushing me and they were fussing at me because I wasn't doing it fast enough. So if it was anybody, it was just me in my own head.
Right.
I was the only negative person in this whole process. Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer, Felicia, that God separates the wheat from the tare.
Yeah.
And if they weren't for you, they weren't for you to begin with.
Right, 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 right.
And
I agree.
I remember when I accepted my calling into the ministry, my fear. I don't think she's on here, but Etha. Etha was the
Yes.
one I talked to, and I was like, "Oh, women in my family, they believe that women can't preach and blah blah blah." And that was my same thing like you. And I kept wearing, oh, there's gonna be family members that won't be there for me, people that don't like me because, or I can't go to their pulpit or whatever else.
Mhm.
And John Adolph said, "So what?
So what?
So
So
what?
what?
You
Come to
it
my
ain't that
pulpit. Come to my
come
pulpit.
to my
No,
pulpit. God called you, not them folks."
that part. Yes,
And I was
yes,
like,
yes.
"Dang, Pastor Adolph,
Tell us what
you
you
just
really
put
mean.
it out there." And so I had to step out on
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
Yes, Camille said we are our own opponents
Mhm.
sometimes.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so yeah, and so now I was gonna ask you this. Where do you go from here? You got this movement, and I know you and I talked about this,
Yes.
and I know you got something coming behind this,
Yes.
but do you ride the movement or do you just jump
So
out there? Let's talk about that.
I have been instructed because I have a horrible habit of once I accomplish a major goal, I go on to the next goal. Like I kill it, y'all. Where the
I
camera?
know.
I kill it. But I kill it. So I'm being told I have to ride this wave,
Right.
and it's different things that's going to come out of it. So I have to nurture it. Like I can't go on to the next project. So I'm excited because it's confirmation that it's more than a book. So with the book, we're doing the local movement with the
Mhm.
women and different
Right.
things with that. Y'all stay tuned for that. But when the book went to Ghana, the lady who ordered the book is a teacher and she teaches elementary school kids. So she was just telling me about life in that village. And I became obsessed with it. Like the kids are so cute. They're so this, but they have needs. And the
Mhm.
needs that they have is something within my reach. Something like I
Mhm.
do it for other people. Why can't I do it for them?
Right.
So I adopted this whole African school. I'm a mother in
Awesome.
Africa. I'm a mother. So we're planning on doing mission trips out there. We're going to build a school. So right now their school doesn't have like a roof. It doesn't have walls. Like it's really like have difficult conditions. We're going to build a whole school. And my thing is, um, and I know it sounds wild, but it's wild. I keep saying I want to be a billionaire with a B, because if I'm able to do as much as I'm doing now with a few dollars, imagine what I can do to the world with $1 billion. So I kept saying that just for a couple of years. I'm be a billionaire. Bought myself a shirt that says billionaire in the making. So last year we went on a mission trip to Israel, and I'm there with a group of people, black, white, old, young,
Yes,
single, married, and we're there, and people from other countries kept walking up to me. So people from Palestine, Uzbekistan, this, they just kept walking up to me, and they're touching on my skin, and they're talking, and they're asking if I'm from Africa, and they barely speak English. So I'm trying to figure out what are they talking about. And so they just kept coming to me wanting to take pictures. So I have pictures all over the place with all these people.
right.
So one of my good friends who was there, she said, Felicia, what if billionaire in the making isn't about money? What if it's the amount of people you touch? I said, oh, challenge accepted, challenge accepted. So now I'm over in Ghana, and my thing is I'm going to watch those kids from elementary school. I'm going to be there when they graduate high school. And so all the kids for the next how many generations are going to go to that school. And my name is going to be on that building. I'm going to influence billions. And so some of those kids, you don't know who's the next doctor that's going to cure AIDS. You don't know who's the next scientist. You don't know who those kids are going to be. And I'm going to be a part of it. So whenever I talk about the movement, is people who you are assigned to that you're going to affect. You don't know. Right now it may be one person. Raylene, it may be you encouraging me, and I'm your one person, but I may affect 10. My 10 affects 20, and it's all stemming back from you. So we all have to get in place. We all have to do a mind shift and get out of our own head, and just know that you are made. God made you to be like spectacular, and you got
Right.
to understand it yourself, and it's things to do. So the movement, I got to ride the wave. I can't go into the next project yet. However, there is another book that's written, but I can't release it until I hit
Don't, yeah,
some
yeah,
goals. It can't be
don't,
released. So I
yeah,
need y'all to help me reach some of these goals.
don't make me don't make me pop you. Don't you tell it yet. Don't you tell it yet. Don't you tell it
I
yet.
can't. I
I've
can't.
been telling her to hold off yet, because I believe that we've missed, and let me see how I'm gonna say, we missed the full magnitude of God's blessing because we want to move on to the next thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty. And because I'm guilty, I could see the wave coming and it fall back down and come back up, And when I was in the Philippines 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago, and I stayed there for a month and spoke everywhere. I mean, and my prayer was enlarge my territory, God. Okay. And I had no idea, just like you saying, no idea what God was going to do. He does truly make room for our gifts. We just got to recognize that we got the gift.
Right.
That we got the gift, Felicia. And what I'm saying here, I'm hearing you talk about your name on the building and the encouraging and whatever, the billion people. Okay. Those are great goals, and they are also, we might not even experience it on this side of heaven.
That part right there. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, at the end of the day, Felicia, this is for his glory.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so
Yes,
it may be us getting to heaven and God said, look what you did. And we're
yeah.
standing there and it's a legacy going back. And God is still saying it's working. So what is still moving and you're in heaven.
Yes.
And I'm like, I mean, that's why we gotta do what God called us to do.
Yes.
I was talking to a friend. Sorry, Felicia. I'm like emotional because that's what it's about. We have to allow God to be God. And I had talked to a friend about a testimony, and she might be watching, but God gives us that testimony so that we could help someone else. So, and I know people are talking. One of my dear friends, Sister Alice, says if his plans for each of us, we simply need to cooperate with him. It really is. And it is so done. I mean, yeah. And Audrey says, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Exactly.
Monica Williams talk about it's generational. You got beautiful children who are watching you, who are watching you. I saw your baby. your
Mm-hmm.
baby,
Mm-hmm.
buying a home. And
Her
I'm
second
like,
home. Her second
yeah,
home. And she just
exactly.
turned 24. Try that on. That's right there.
24,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And I'm like, we have no idea what we're doing. We just need to do it. It's a
Right.
step out on faith.
Right.
Someone said, I have to see if I can put it on screen. The birds chirping in the background are even in agreement.
Oh.
That is Sister Patrice Washington. I think
Oh.
it's beautiful. Oh, wow. But Felicia, just like Sister Valerie Young and Tia, I think you and I could talk forever. I pray more than anything that we're encouraging somebody
Yeah.
to say, so what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what, you scared?
Yeah. Yeah. Do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
So what, you don't have no money?
That part. Do it anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
So what, they might not like you?
I didn't like them either. So what?
Girl.
So what?
So what? I ain't like you either.
I was crooning anyway.
So what? So
Yeah.
at the end of the, hold up. So what, we ain't met Tuesday yet. Come on now.
I don't have time for you on Tuesday anyway. I'm doing some stuff right now.
Okay, so that was the second little story that I was gonna tell. I don't even know how we started that, but we used to joke about men in general, and we said we didn't have time for no man in our lives.
We have no time to date.
We got too many things to do, and so we said all we wanted was a Tuesday man.
Yeah,
a man that could come on Tuesday and go home at the end of the day.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
Don't stay. We'll see you next Tuesday. And so that's our thing. So it's like, so what? We don't have a full-time Tuesday man. Some people think that they can't do nothing until they married, or they got the house, or they got the job, or they got the education. And it's not like that. It's like, you know, we might be waiting, and Felicia and I are not waiting. We ain't sitting around waiting. And I'm just encouraging somebody, because somebody waiting around for some man to make them, oh, Lord God. Do what God calls you to do. They're going to make me preach, because I might have to do another collection.
That part.
That part. No, but the last thing, and this is going to be a real serious moment. And I won't say his name, but there was a church member that was, and he was MOD, wasn't he?
He was on our defense ministry.
On the defense ministry, and his job was to stand behind Pastor Adolf, and he did it with the most love, and he always would come out of the stand and come and hug on both of us. And one Sunday, he was there,
and we cut up.
And we cut up, we clowned, and he was dead the next day.
The very next day.
Very next day. And he was so much younger than you and I. And it tore the two of us up. And it was really hard, because I could not put my fingers on why it tore me up so much. But it showed me that tomorrow's not promised.
It's not. And
you remember that like it was yesterday. I mean, every year. We clowned that Sunday. He came down, he kissed on us, he laughed with us, and he joked, and actually, I think he was dead that night. He went to work and died. And that tore me up. And when I saw you, it was you were the only person I could relate to, because it was like, people were like, you don't even know him. And I was like, yeah. And you and I cried together about that, Felicia. But it was so profound for me, because one, he was serving faithfully. He served dutifully. I mean, he had that dough for Pastor Adolf. Made sure he was protecting Pastor Adolf. But his heart, he had a heart. But it also lets me know that I don't care how sick I am. So what?
Yeah. If you're still waking up.
I'm still waking up. I don't care that I had a stroke last year. So what? I'm going to keep on going. So, Felicia, I thank God for you. I thank God for your friendship. I thank God for just your obedience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your obedience. And remember something that you never know who's watching.
Never.
So continue to give God the glory and allow people to see Christ in you. In Ghana, in the Philippines, because when I go back, I'm taking some so what books.
I'm on
Right?
my way.
Right, Camille? we got some books ready. Camille is ready. If as I encourage you and I encourage myself is over there,
Yeah.
we gonna take some so what books over there, some shirts
Wow.
too.
Wow.
And so we're gonna make it happen. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to Israel next year because
Yeah.
yes, Great School of
February.
Theology.
February.
Thank
Yep.
God for the
Mhm.
connections, you know.
Mhm.
But what I really want to say is just thank you for being obedient and thank you for allowing me not to just pour into your life, but also for you to pour into my life. You
Wow.
know, on so many levels, back
Mm.
then and now.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
and continue to allow God to use you. You don't
Mhm.
have to be in the pulpit to do that.
Wow. Right. 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 Right.
That's the thing that people forget. All of us are ministers of the gospel.
Right.
The moment you tell somebody, so what? What
Mhm.
God is doing. Any last comments? You guys, there's a link. Don't forget to get your book. Don't forget to get your shirt. She got all kind of stuff. So make sure that you do that. And before you do your last comments, we're going to close at your last comments. I want to do two things, two big shout outs. Today is the close of the 21-day goals challenge. So
Wow.
Felicia, let me tell you about this. So I have this amazing goals challenge that I almost wasn't obedient about. Okay. Because I wanted to teach people how to take that goal and over 21 days manifest it.
Mm.
And I was like, who wants it? Okay. So we have 15 ladies in a special group and we came together, Felicia, and every day I would drop them a video of something for them to do towards their goal.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Every day. Okay. From breaking their goals down to steps and to brain dumping the task, everything every day for 21 days. And then we celebrated, you know. So today is the 21st day of that group.
Oh, congratulations, y'all.
And so I just had Audria and Camille and Fatima and Sharice. It was, I mean, a whole bunch of them. I hate to call names out because I don't want, but we're going to now do that every month.
Awesome.
So every month, because I want to see people reach their dreams. I want people to write books. I want people to do YouTube channels. I want people to be international authors. And if I can help you in any way, this opportunity is what I would love to offer to you. So there's a link for that and also a link for Felicia's website, her book. Follow her on Instagram, wherever she is. Let her feel your love.
Wow.
Love on her, continue to show her love, and let's continue to do that for one another because we are here to grow together. So Felicia, tell me something great as we close out here.
I just need everyone who can hear my voice clearly to understand your worth. Y'all are so beyond amazing that it's hard to understand why you don't understand it. You have no clue who you're going to impact. And one of the things that's part of my next book, but one of the things that you need to understand is just do the best you can with the assignment that you have because you never know who's going to be born out of it. So we had a person over 2,000 years ago who just wanted to be an amazing mom, and she raised Jesus Christ. You have no clue who you are. And so from my heart to yours, I'm excited about whatever journey you're about to be on. From my heart to yours, I'm excited about all the great things God is going to bless you with. And I'm excited to hear what happens. And if it's money, y'all take me to Memphis for a meal or something.
Something. I know that's right. You know, the God laid something on my heart, and I don't know if I'm being obedient because He told me to prepare for it. God God gave me an idea for a collaborative book.
Oh, wow.
And so pray about that, Felicia. And
Okay.
because I believe that every one of us have a story to tell,
Hmm.
and a book that would encourage other people,
Hmm.
where Oprah will tell her story, Audria of when God is going to do her thing, all of these things, because and it's not always about being a public speaker or being an
Right.
author. It may
Right.
be some smaller thing. Never despise the small beginnings. And so
Right.
when God gave that to me, I said, okay, God, I got enough on my plate, but okay. But so I'm truly, truly excited. This is so blessed. Everyone is saying thank you so much, Felicia.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you.
there's been, you might want to go back and read the comments, and because Felicia, watch God grow.
Wow.
Watch him do it and allow him to do it. And I love you, girl. And I thank each and every one of you guys for being here. And next week, this is something we have not announced. We have not announced this, but we're announcing it right now. Okay, from the 21-day goals challenge, one of my friends had a goal. And so I am challenging her, and she is going to be on Grow Live next week, my
Wow.
birthday, to talk about her goal setting process, number one. But
Wow.
most importantly, she is about to walk into that. I don't care what she say. I don't care what fear she has. She's about to walk into manifesting that goal for God's
Ooh,
glory. And we're going to
wow.
talk about that next week. So join us for Audria Weston as she joins us next week as we talk about not just goal setting, but as Audria tells us exactly what she's going to do. I'm not going to tell you what she's going to do. So y'all
Wow.
be here next week, because I don't know. I mean, we were little
That's
nerds in
exciting.
school. But Audrey is sharp, and she's a beautiful one. So be here next week so that we will talk about that and talk about goals. And we also have a lot of other great things coming up. We're going to take a break for Mother's Day. And then I could see my text messages coming up, and this is how God works. I just
Wow.
booked 3 additional people for Grow Live over the next
Wow.
month. So I could just see the text messages coming in that they were being booked. So I thank God for this, and I thank God for each
Mhm.
and every one of you. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of your lives. And if you know someone that needs encouraging, needs to be empowered, bring them in. Love you, and God bless you. Again, Felicia. God bless you.